I finished that last video that in fact I was supposed to stop before we got to this, because this is actually the second half, and I like to split these two up a little bit. But that's fine. We'll split it up, and we'll start here with Inflation Concepts 1B. And this is actually the AP macro test from a little more than 10 years ago. So let's take a look. Assume the U.S. economy is in equilibrium with an expected inflation rate of 6, an unemployment rate of 5, the nominal interest rate is 8. All right, so if they're giving us numbers, they're going to want us to use those on the following graphs. So let's do that. Using a correctly labeled graph with both the short run and the long run Phillips curves and the relevant numbers from above. This is really important, guys. Really important. Show the long run equilibrium as point A. So let's start A, and we'll do this. UE percent. Remember, percent really important here. PL percent. We have a long run Phillips curve, and we have a short run. But it does say use the numbers. So we're in long run equilibrium with an expected inflation rate of 6. So that means that this rate is 6. And then it says the unemployment rate is 5, so this one needs to be 5. Then it says current long run equilibrium is point A. So if we're in the equilibrium, that's where we are, point A. Calculate the real interest rate. Well, that's just nominal minus the inflation is the real. So what's the nominal is 8 minus 6 is 2% real interest. Now let's do part C. Assume now the Fed decides to target an inflation rate of 3%. What open market operation should it undertake? So it wants the inflation to go down. So the goal, I'm going to write this here, goal is decrease price levels. So they will want to, therefore, they will want the nominal interest rate to go up. So therefore, the Fed, what's the open market operation that would raise the interest rate? Should sell bonds. They should sell bonds. Now we're going to do part D. Using a correctly labeled graph of the money market, show how the Fed's action will affect the nominal interest rate. Okay, so part D, and then up here we have I sub n, QM, and this is the money market. So we have a vertical supply curve and a downward sloping demand. And when they sell bonds, the money supply gets smaller. The supply of money gets smaller, so we're going to shift it to the left because that's a decrease. And it says show the effect on the interest rate, so we need to increase the interest rate. That's important. If we don't show how it affects the interest rate, we get this problem wrong. We got to be really careful about how we're practicing. Okay, part E. How will the interest rate change you identified in D affect aggregate demand in the short run? Explain. Well, that's an easy one, right? If I goes up, we'd say C plus I will go down, therefore aggregate demand will go down. All right, so hopefully this helps you. I'll see you next time.